And welcome to Let's Talk Houston. And I am your host, Dr. J. Lynn Hicks. With us in the studio today, we have Minister Sean Oliver, who comes all the way from Austin, Texas, to share his phenomenal story, as well as Miss Texas Plus America 2022, Michelle D. Saxton. Let's give it up for our very special guest. And I am so thrilled, delighted, and excited to have these phenomenal guests in the studio with us today. So, Minister Sean, he is the founder of Open Door Consulting, where his motto is decisions like doors take you places. If you know someone that is stagnated or stuck and they're ready to take their life in a different direction and plant their foot in a different place, I need you to tag them. I need you to click like, click share. I need you to share, because guess what? Sharing is caring. Tell them to join this podcast right now, because Minister Sean has some gems that he's going to share with us on tonight. He also has a podcast entitled You Better Say That. He has a YouTube channel, which is called Open Doors to Better Relationships. And I don't know about you, but everybody I feel needs a little more development in their relationships, because your relationships open doors to brighter opportunities, whether they're in your public, professional, or private life. He has an academy called Open Doors, and the link to that academy is found on his website, which is www.opendoorstobetter.com. I'm a quick study.
You did good.
www.opendoorstobetter.com. He has a radio show called Open Doors. It's found on BPG Inspirational Station, Monday mornings from 9 to 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. He also does speaking engagements where he speaks on the following topics: overcoming myself, making better decisions, and finding my significance. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes you need to learn to get out of your own way. You need to learn to overcome yourself, because a lot of times they say the biggest enemy is enemy. You need to get yourself out of the way, and you need to learn to make better decisions, because some of us make decisions, but they aren't always the best decisions. So we need to learn how to make better decisions. And he has an upcoming book called Servitude, which is soon to be released at the end of. I'm excited about that book.
I'm excited too,
because I get from you that you are a genuine servant with a servant's heart, and I like that about you. And he does workshops called Making Better Decisions. So please tell a friend, tag a friend, tell Lottie Dottie and every doggone body that we are live and in living color right about now. And we have with us Miss Michelle D. Saxton, Miss Texas Plus America 2022. I am so excited to have this queen join us today. Shout out to all the kingpreneurs and queenpreneurs.
Absolutely.
And look at this royal servant.
Absolutely.
She's representing. Look at this queen sitting next to me with this big grandiose crown, this big grandiose tiara. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling this thing, y'all. I'm feeling this thing. It's a spirit of royalty. It's flowing all up and through here, y'all. Y'all better catch hold. Okay, she's a wife. She's a mother of one. She's a former wife. She's a mother of one daughter. She is a career woman who works a full-time job and manages to still put her tiara on. I don't know about you, but I just want to give her up for putting that tiara. That's not easy to do, and to look like this every day while working a full-time job. She's Miss Humble Plus America. She's Miss Texas Plus America 2022. She is the first runner-up in the national competition in her division, which is the MS or the Ms. Plus America. And she is an author of How I Made It Over. She's not only an author, she is a best-selling author in 7 categories at the national and international level. She is also the author of an anthology entitled Pivot. I like pivot.
Yes.
Because when you pivot, you make a turn.
Absolutely.
And she's founder of MIA, which is a grief support group, Missing in Action. And she also has MIA Savvy Courier Services. So tell me a little bit about, I like the word MIA. Why do you use this MIA so much?
Mia was my childhood nickname. Never did I use Mia at all. Only my mom and dad ever called me Mia. And after going through my struggle, my depression, my anxieties, my grief after losing my parents and my husband, it took me going through all of that to get a aha that I needed to change my ways. I had a young daughter at 13 years old. So I promised God, if he should ever, not if, but when he brought me out of my grief, my anxiety and depression, I would then use Mia, because now I am no longer missing in action.
No.
So all my platforms are the acronyms of Missing in Action, which is my nickname, Mia. So that's how I got
Well, you know what? I'm very, very impressed, and I'm touched at how you go after it. You know, you don't sit around and let dust and grass grow under your feet or whatever I'm saying. I mean, you're about your father's business. And that is what I like. You know, I was drawn to that on Facebook when I saw you working. And, you know, I know that you're in pageants, and I know that they teach people in pageants how to walk, how to present yourself. They talk about your body language and your, you know what I'm saying, your posture. You have to carry yourself. And I know they put Vaseline on teeth and have y'all smiling. And because I mean, I watched some documentaries on this. It was something. I'm like, look at all this work. I mean, these people were taking hair off the ladies' knuckles. I say they are just giving these. Well, I commend you for this. I know this isn't easy, and I know that you have other things going. You have your books, you have your events, you have your speaking engagement, you have your courier service, you have your full-time job, but yet you still manage to show up. And you show up with a spirit of excellence. And I'm just thoroughly impressed. So now when I have you two beautiful guests here, and I'm thinking about I look for commonalities. And what I hear flowing through here, the common thread, is this servitude. Now you're serving at one level, and Minister Sean is serving on another level. But yet you have a book entitled Servant's Tray. So I believe that the Lord led you to entitle that book Servant's Tray, because he says that you were a true servant. You carry this gift. It's a gift that you possess where you were able to serve people. And so tell us a little bit about your background and how we arrived here, because you know why? I want to cultivate my spirit of servitude as well. So how did we get here, Minister Sean?
I was born to a single mother in Freeport, Illinois.
Okay.
When I was a small child, I really wanted to find significance. I wanted to find my value and my worth. And so I thought that would be found by winning awards at school and make my mother proud.
Right.
Didn't do it for me.
Right.
When I got to high school and eventually Texas Southern University, I tried to find my value in opposite sex. I tried to find my value in money. I tried to find my value in just obtaining and dominating people.
Right.
Didn't work. That led me to be found guilty of a crime in 1992, for which I served 27 years, 10 months, and 16 days, and I was released in April 2020.
Okay.
On New Year's night, 1993, in the Harris County Jail, I gave my life to Christ.
Wow.
And what had been a selfish life, what had been a sadistic life, so to speak, when it came to others outside of my family or outside of my friends, God gave me a different heart.
Right.
And so the change that took place inside did not manifest outside for about a year and a half. But when it manifested outside, the gifts and the graces that God had given me, that I had allowed Satan to use to hurt people, to manipulate people, to just do a whole bunch of corrupt things, I decided that I not only wanted to make a change for myself, but I had a desire to help others. And so that tenacity, that intelligence, that discernment, I utilized for the last 25 years of my incarceration to not only start up different churches inside the units at which I served, but also to teach individuals basically that although we're in prison, and society may look at us like this, when I look at them, I look at me and I said, man, I'm better than this. And so I spent my time not looking down on anyone, but looking for value in everyone. And everyone that I saw, I found some type of value. And God allowed me, through prayer, through the help of other individuals around me who poured into me, he blessed me to just be able to accomplish some things. And when I was released, I continued to want to accomplish things, but I had to learn different things, such as the social media platforms. I had to learn that people moved in a slightly different way. But a lot of people said, after you did all of that time, how do you seem to seamlessly get along? And I said, because I focused on relationships.
Why?
I didn't focus on education. I focused on relationships. And the best relationship that I developed was my personal relationship with Jesus Christ.
Yes.
And out of that relationship, that provided me work relationships, that provided me friendships. It has not yet provided me a wife, but I just continue to develop relationships. And that's what I always share with people. You can find value in every individual if you find value in you first.
Right. I mean, I'm trying to process everything you said. You said
That's
a lot.
good.
You have said a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But my heart is stuck on the relationship aspect because you first mentioned that you developed your relationship with Jesus Christ first.
Definitely.
And then after that, like he said, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. And then all these other things. So all these other relationships will fall in place. And then you talked about you weren't transformed by the prison experience, or your focus wasn't on the academics or the education, but it was on relationships. So I believe when you said that instant, I believe it was in 1993 when you gave your life to Christ, but this transformation began to take place.
Definitely.
And so this transformation has led you to open doors.
Yes.
And the transformation is the embodiment of your motto: decisions like doors lead to places.
Definitely.
Right. And had I not made a decision to have this podcast, I would not have met you, more than likely. And I would not have met Michelle D. Saxton, Miss Texas Plus America. So you know what, Miss Texas Plus America, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get here?
Let me tell you, in all things, nobody but the grace of God.
Yes.
So are you wanting to know about the pageant itself, or just me being on this side of the dirt?
I mean, well, you can start with this side of the dirt, because before you got to the pageant, you were a person, you went through some things.
Yeah.
So take us back.
Before all of this hoopla and what you see right now,
Yes.
For 4 years, I was mad at the world and felt like everything that happened to me, it was other people's fault. Because I did not recognize or know that what I was in was grief, anxiety, depression, until I got the aha moment to go lay on a therapist's couch and just know it doesn't diminish you from being a man or a woman. Go get the help.
Yes.
So once I got the help and allowed myself to now be the woman that God allowed me to be, it allowed me to go back to school, get my degree, being on the dean's list, and just prospering, right? Opening myself up to be outside of the box of people that I just know are my friends. Networking, being around others who were doing positive things set me to where I am now.
Okay.
So I believe me allowing those things to happen, God giving me another chance.
Yes.
That's how I'm here today.
That's
exactly how I'm here today.
So, a lot of people, I mean, I have a school counselor certification that I don't, I've never utilized it in the public school or the charter school setting, but in my day-to-day interactions with others, some of the skills that, I developed while I was in that counseling program, I utilized them, at work and in my day-to-day interactions. And so I know that in many cases, women, not just women, men, individuals, they wrestle with low self-esteem, your identity, self-confidence. These things have to be developed, and in the church, they teach us to pray and to fast, to pray, to read your Bible. But sometimes in many cases, even though you're fasting, you're praying, you're reading your Bible, you're going to church, you still leave broken, you still leave empty, you still leave hungry, you still leave wanting more. And you can leave and you can be in a very fragile state, a very volatile state, and people not even know it. They just see you walking around because they're looking at the outside. You got on a nice shirt, nice pants. You look on the outside like everything's okay. Yeah, you got your crown on your head, so you're looking good. There's no problem there. At first glance. So I'm saying for a woman or a man who's wrestling with their identity or their self-esteem, how do you develop that? Like some people, they are terrified, and I mean terrified to sit behind these mics. Before I turn on the camera sometimes, I mean, these people they're trembling, they're shaking, they're wrestling with just going live. And I know that, I sing in the church. Some people, they don't understand how I can get up and take a microphone and sing to these people out here. But, I was always used to talk, you're singing to an audience of one. You're ministered to the inner man. You don't worry about the faces. And so I just get up and, I let myself, I move myself out of the way so God, can use me and be an instrument because he gave me a gift.
Yeah.
But I'm saying to a woman that she might want to be in a pageant, or she might want to stand on stage at poetry night and just do a poem, but she's afraid. So how did you develop these pageantries, these skills you have to walk out on a stage and be judged by mortal man and have them look at you from head to toe, at your dress, at your clothes, and how you're carrying yourself, how you respond to the questions? How does one develop this type of confidence? Miss Texas Plus America 2022.
Well, fortunately for me, I was in a household where I had a mom and a dad.
Okay.
And always, since a little girl, I've been a chunky girl.
Oh.
But never did they ever tell me I couldn't do anything that I wanted to do or put my mind to. They always encouraged me that by any means necessary, whatever there is that you want to do, you can do it.
Yes.
You are beautiful no matter how or what size you are.
Yes.
So I took that, and at my largest size of 340 pounds, that never was an issue for me because that was embedded in me.
Yes.
That was taught to me. This is what you do, right? This is how you act. This is how you carry yourself. So not until those things happen, that form of me still was not taken away from me, but I started having lower self-esteem in other areas when my mom and dad and husband passed away. And where others may lean on smoking, getting high, or whatever that was for you. My thing was, I'll call you and you don't call me.
Okay, I got you.
You got me.
Yeah.
Don't leave no sock, no toothbrush, none of that here. I'll call you when I want
when
you.
I need you.
Okay. So when I got to that point and realized, you know what, I have a 13-year-old daughter. I'm not having no swinging doors in here. That's not how I was raised.
Right.
I got back into what I knew of having the confidence that my parents had instilled in me.
Right.
And that I knew that as a plus size woman, there were other women in the field or out in this world that Cosmo had told them that they were not acceptable. You have to be a size 6 to be accepted. So always since Facebook started, you may see me in a dress, a pantsuit, short, whatever, prancing up and down Facebook. And it's not to be cocky, but to show women of all sizes, no matter what your shape is, no matter what that thing is, your body type, you can always find something to accentuate those things you don't even like about yourself, right? You get the things that you like about yourself. It's your chest, you accent that. If it's your waist, you accent that.
Yeah.
But for sure, you are beautiful in all ways, right? So when it came to pageantry, my daughter said, Mom, I did a thing. I said, what was the thing did you do? I signed you up for Miss Plus America.
Oh, okay.
I could see modeling, plus size modeling, but pageantry, that wasn't ever my thing. But I said, okay, you're right. She said, I signed you up because you're always flossing up and down Facebook anyway, so you might as well make this count.
Right.
So we did that, and I'm glad I did. Not until I really started representing Miss Texas or Miss Humble, people really didn't even know that there was a plus size pageantry.
Right.
Right? So to be educated and to see that it's just not big earrings, big hair, big dressy, poofy dresses, to get behind the scenes to see that we are some articulate, bad women.
You are.
We
and
bad.
We are.
I'm not just talking about the appearance. We bad because we have the mentals. We have being God's children.
Right.
We are working. We getting up. We not letting people slob on our pillows and they stay there. And while we go to work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
So this is this is where the pageantry part come in, and I'm glad I was a part of it. You know, I frowned upon it at first, but to get behind the scene to see that there was a sisterhood, that for those who may still be having some type of insecurities about yourself. You have that sisterhood, that bond
Mhm.
that'll push you. Go ahead, sister. You doing the thing. You know
Mm-hmm.
that. So I'm glad I was able to experience that sector and have another something added to my resume.
This is phenomenal. I mean, I'm just so touched by each of you here.
Yeah.
And when I think about Minister Sean, now you say that you served, was it 27 years?
27 years,
Okay.
10 months, 16 days.
If I don't look like what I've been through as a person,
Ah,
here he is right here. Because when I tell
That's a
you look so
blessing.
youthful and you
I'm
look,
telling you.
your skin is glowing. You look like you haven't served any years. You like you've just been skating through life.
Mhm.
Life's been a breeze, but that's the good Lord.
Mhm.
Because if any man
It's
be
all
in Christ,
him.
yeah,
Mhm.
you
It's
are
all
a
him.
new creature, Minister Sean. And so, to the young man who might be wrestling with his self confidence because he's been to prison, you know how they talk about like when you've been incarcerated, like you have an X on your back or mark, like you've always like you can't have a future. But I know that you are a leader in the community, and you're over from jail to jobs or whatever have you. How do we get involved in these type of programs, like for those who've been incarcerated, and how do you develop your self-esteem and not allow society to make you feel small and
Right.
attach a negative stigma to you once you've been incarcerated? How do we do this?
So for me,
Yes.
it begins with my relationship with Christ,
Okay.
because the reality is I didn't even know who I was.
Okay.
The first car I bought, I didn't buy the car because I wanted the car. I
Mhm.
bought the car because I knew what the car would say.
Yes.
And so I don't offer the young men or young ladies anything other than what I found. And they're like, oh man, I don't want to hear that God stuff. And I said, okay,
Mm-hmm.
if you ever find yourself like I was, which was lonely on the inside, I go to
Right.
clubs, over 2,000 people, party, it's jumping, everybody dancing, party is going down,
Mhm.
and I'm lonely.
Right.
Mhm.
And the only time I actually felt something close to being able to be touched on the inside, it was in momentary seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell them, if you find yourself like that, my mama told me, if you ever find yourself in a situation that you can't help yourself out of,
Mm.
ask God. And when I ask God, that's why I take my relationship with God so serious. I don't take it serious for somebody else.
Mm.
I take it serious because whether it be an insecurity,
Mm.
whether it be a sin, whether it be something going on in my mind, something going on in my body, I can always find answers
Mhm.
in God.
Mm.
And so I was just asked today by one of the youth, she was 17, and she says, do people give you a hard time? And I said, quite honestly, the hardest thing that I've been given since I was released was I went to apply for a job at a hardware store.
Mhm.
And they were like, man, we like you. We need to hire you, but we just need to let the manager meet you. And so the manager met me, and she spoke with me about 15 minutes. And after the 15 minutes, she says, I know this doesn't fit you, but have you ever been convicted of a crime or anything? And I said, yes, ma'am, I have. And she was floored, and she was like, well, I'm not going to be able to give you. I said, it's no problem. I appreciate your time. I thank you for the opportunity to speak with me. And she was like, are you mad? I said, I'm not mad. And when I walked out of there, I said, Lord, what is this about? And he was like, if you never experienced what some of your peers have experienced, how can you minister to them?
Right.
Because quite honestly, the first job that I took after incarceration was in May. I started at a Dollar Tree. I
Mhm.
started at a Dollar Tree making $7.35. And somebody said, man, that's not even legal. I said, I went in, I told the gentleman I can run computers, I can stock, I can do whatever. He says, man, I have you do 3 different jobs. And I said, by the way, what is the pay scale? And he said, you'll start at $7.35. Now, if I wasn't intact as a man,
Mm.
and when I say as a man, I'm saying a male who rejects passivity, accepts responsibility, leads courageously, and expects the great reward, God's
There's
reward,
another
that would have
element.
floored me.
Yeah.
So I went outside, and my friend was like, what's going on? I said, nothing, man, I'm going to take the job. And I said, all my life, I strive to be seen. I strive to be heard. I strive to be someone who, when I walked in a room, people noticed me. When I had a paper route in the early 80s, I made more than $7.35.
Mm.
And I said, I'm going to take the job. And the reason I'm going to take the job is because my significance is not found where I start.
Right.
But I need to demonstrate that I'm able to start despite COVID, despite wearing something around my waist, which is called a GPS device, where you had to give 2 weeks notice even before you walk outside the door. And if you don't, you can't leave. I said, I have to start. I started that job. I worked that job within 2 weeks. Jail to Jobs, which is a non-for-profit Christian organization in Austin. They came out to the house where I was at, and they basically offered me a job. And the man said, do you know why we're out here? And I said, definitely. And he said, so you could tell me what motivated me to come out here? I said, definitely. And he said, what's that? I said, I love to help people. All those 25 years, I never once looked for a friend. I never once looked for a benefit. I just did what it was to do. The same way when I served me, I didn't care what amount of money you like. I care about the amount of money I like. So as I serve people, when I realized that once I was released and the phone is blowing up, because my friend did a Facebook Live, I didn't even know that. And so they had said the number on the Facebook Live. And so people were calling, and I said, God, what is this? And he doesn't speak to me out the sky. He just speaks to me in my heart. And he was like, because you help people, because you serve.
Right.
I didn't serve to make friends, but I made friends because I served. So I told that man, the thing that has you out here is people associate me with being able to help people. He says, well, how do you help people? I said, what's required? He says, how can you help us? I said, I can do a Bible study. I can carry boxes. I can mentor. I can counsel. I can do whatever you ask me to do. And that's what I've done.
That's awesome.
Well, I'm proud of you for that.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
I'm trying to share it because a lot of times when I do my shows, I don't share when I'm in the moment. You know, it happens after the moment. But I mean, I want people to hear some of this. This is phenomenal.
Absolutely.
This is life touching.
The gentleman that I've served time with, and even now different individuals will reach out to me and they'll say, Sean, can you speak to such and such? And they say, why do you seem to be able to speak to them? Because I said, I don't come to them with a perception.
Right.
Although I have some like experiences, I don't know everything they've experienced. So the first thing I do is assess, what are you going through?
Right.
And they say, you're supposed to help me. I can't help you unless you tell me what's going on with you. And if all you tell me is you need help, I just make myself available. What do you mean need help? Like you need food, you need a job, what do you need? And I found strength because if you can survive incarceration, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of things that go on behind the walls. And if you can survive that, that's one of the confidences that I'll tell men. If you survive that, and women included, you can survive anything. Now you need tools, you need help. And I'll do whatever I can to give you access to that or be that for you. But when people know that you're for them, regardless of what they bring to the table or don't bring to the table, regardless of how smart they are or not, when they know you genuinely want to help them, they will allow you to help them. There are many families that say, I want to help my relative rehabilitate. And you tell them things like, you need to do this, you need to do that. There's nothing wrong with what the family's telling them. But if they're telling you what's important to them and it doesn't match, you need to meet them where they're at.
Right.
Does a man need a job after serving time? Yes, he does. But if he also tells you, hey, I just want to spend a little time with my kid, I'm not saying he needs to lay up and slobber on somebody's pillow. But I'm saying the same way you want him to listen to you, there has to be some compromise.
Right.
And when I say that, not compromise is detrimental.
Right.
But there's a compromise in every conversation and situation. Even the way we're seated, we had to compromise for everybody to fit in this camera.
Right.
Absolutely.
So if I had to tell relatives of people who want to help formerly incarcerated individuals, get their perspective before you offer your advice.
That's beautiful.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
But maybe they don't quite understand that they need to get perspectives. You know what I'm trying to say? Some people are headstrong and they think they know everything.
But when you're in that thing, you're not going to know anyway. It takes the outside individual. So that's what I'm saying. For family members who see that their loved ones may be going down a wrong path, have the conversations no matter how hard it is. That's what we shy away from. You see your family wilding out. Oh, they just going through something. They just tripping. You know that's not their character. You need to pull a buddy. You've been doing a thing, and it's not your regular thing. We need to talk about it. Have the conversations. So until the conversations are actually talked and discussed about, the person that's actually wilding out, they're not gonna know that they wilding out because it's feeling good to them. It's something that they getting comfortable and liking. Hurt is even if you think about it. My hurt felt good.
Yes.
After the phone calls of the loved ones, we here for you, girl, if you need me anything. After all the phone calls stopped, going to bed late at night, not wanting to pull the covers from over my head. I wanted to stay there because that's familiar with me. I knew I ain't have to do nothing. I knew I didn't have to brush my teeth if I want to. I knew I didn't have to change my pajamas if I didn't want to, because that's what felt good to me. The hurt felt good. So if you're in that thing, a lot of times you're not going to understand that you're in it because you are in it. This is what feels good. It has to be a person on the outside, and we are needing to be responsible and held accountable to tell that person when they not when they're wilding out.
Correct. If I may add two things. One thing that I also found out is that a lot of times, and I'm not saying, I'm going to speak for me, I'm not saying I shouldn't be held accountable for my actions.
Right.
But a lot of times individuals are feeling pressure that is not really on them. And when I say this, I'm going to ask you ladies a question, and I want to answer. How do you know when you enter the ghetto?
When you have entered the ghetto?
Right. Is there a sign that says you entered the ghetto?
No.
When people are loitering and hanging around the corners a lot or something?
Okay. Anything else?
In liquor stores, a lot of fried chicken places?
Okay. The only reason that I ask you that is there are a lot of things that systems put in place. There's no signs that say you entered the ghetto, but the way the city treats the neighborhood.
I love it.
And so when you have a young man,
yeah,
he doesn't have to be told that he's less. When you have a young woman, she doesn't have to be told that she's less. When I come outside my door, my street, my school, my grocery store doesn't look like where I'm bused to go to school if I'm a good athlete.
Right.
And so one thing that I always bring to individuals' attention, I have individual responsibility, but there's also some broken systems. And that's one thing why I always try to share with people. I say, you want to have a conversation about a broken system, but you want to compromise with the people in the system to create another system.
Right.
So you have youth who are like, blow the system up. And you have older individuals who like, hey man, I worked years, I picketed, I signed petitions to change the system. And if they would compromise, we need to understand that, listen, we need to blow up the system, but I need y'all to understand a system must be in place, else we're going to have chaos. The final thing that has helped me to be able to minister to my peers is the fact I always tell people, if you don't listen to me now, if God blesses you with life later, what I'm saying may do you value later. And some people allow themselves, as Mia was sharing, that he ain't gonna listen no way. It doesn't matter if he listens.
Right
there.
If you have something to say it. You're not God.
Right.
But if you allow yourself to be silenced by the fact that I didn't listen and you think I won't listen, you're going to be held accountable for that.
So plant the seed, you say?
Plant the seed regardless of the behavior, because you never know what God can do. But if you are silent, you are accountable for that seed you never planted.
Absolutely. I believe that.
Well, I feel convicted.
I believe that.
But I try to plant seeds, but I'm saying, I feel compelled to plant more seeds. I can't allow the reaction of the individual to stop me from silencing.
Because I'm going to say myself, all the people who poured into me before my incarceration, they're not around.
Okay.
But everything they told me when I did turn around by the grace of God, I'm utilizing today. When they say, how do you know how to be on the camera? How do you know how to do that? How do you know how to do that? Because when I didn't want to listen, I still heard it. And so then when I got put back in my right frame of mind, the things that seemed to be no good, now they work good for me.
Yeah.
Right.
That's good stuff.
People spoke to me.
That's good stuff.
Wow.
And I think people are just kind of shying away from even wanting to help somebody. Not that that's in their nature, but they don't want to get involved, because when it's we. You see what I'm saying? When we're getting involved and trying to help somebody, whether it's taking them to the bus stop because their car broke down, sometimes we turn our head from there. Whether it's somebody who's going down the wrong path. What if your child, he's want to be in a gang? You turning your head because now that incorporates your time, what you're having to do now. You're feeling like now you're going to be a part of it. Well, in today's society, helping somebody, sometimes you have to be inconvenienced.
Just true.
Have you ever seen that movie Spider-Man? When Spider-Man discovered he had his powers, he was very arrogant.
Yeah.
And he watched something go down, and that's where his relative got killed. people who turn their heads on problems in society, when it shows up in your taxes,
Yeah.
when it shows up in your insurance,
Yeah.
when it shows up with your sons and daughters, you'll pay attention one way or another.
One way or another. Absolutely.
That's true.
Absolutely.
It's almost like you have to be affected before you, I guess, decide to make a change.
Yes.
True.
Yes. It has to be somebody knock on your door. Yeah.
I can't believe, first of all, it's 8:17. It's about to be 8:20. We've talked almost an hour. But while I'm talking, I always like to give shout outs to everybody who has websites or, your contact information in case somebody would like to reach you. And I know I've already mentioned your website, but if you like to mention it yourself.
The website is www.opendoors2better.com.
Right. And you also have an academy there, you say?
There's an academy there where I teach how to make better decisions. Simply put, I use the acronym STOP.
Right.
When I say stop, the S stands for stand. Stand emotionally, stand physically, stand with your gestures still before you make a decision. Think about your future, think about your family, think about your freedom. Consider the decision an option. And when I say option, not something you have to do, but something you're given an opportunity to do, and then proceed. And so I just break that down a little bit slower than what I did. And I also have a YouTube channel called Open Doors to Better Relationships.
Wow.
You're more than invited.
Wow, I'm going to join that channel. But you also have a show, right?
I have a show with my friend Ronald Bruce Arsenault. He did 24 years, and we call it You Better Say That, because the reason that we say that, I'm not just yelling, but we have a little organ like back in the church, because we just talk about subjects. He's a Christian, I'm a Christian, but we definitely see things from a different perspective. So we hold those conversations to try to help people know that living a life as a Christian is applicable in everyday life.
You better say that like in church.
Oh, if you did, you're going to hear it say, you better say that.
I love it. I love
That
it.
is cute.
I love it.
So, Mama Mia, he's talking to you. He calling you Mama. Mama Mia, I like that. Hey, do y'all say it just like that if I tune in? Do you say it shout out like that?
Definitely.
I'm
If you go to it, I'll send you the link. You're going to hear the organ. We even had my aunt do, you better say that. We couldn't do it right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's cute.
So, if they want to get in touch with Miss Texas Plus America 2022, now you have so many things going on here. So, if they want to get in touch, I guess, with your Savvy Courier service,
it is www.miasavvycourierservice, all of that together.com.
Okay.
For my grief support, it's just MIA Grief Support.
Right.
And my main page is Michelle D. Saxton. Please put the D because I was hacked.
Oh, yes.
And so please put the D, Michelle D. Saxton,
Michelle
and Miss
D.
Plus America. Miss Texas Plus America
Texas
page.
Plus America. Well, I'm so proud. I mean, you are most definitely honoring your crown and carrying yourself with much dignity and poise.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
Michelle D. Saxton.
Yes.
You have a podcast. I was watching. It was 3 men on there. What?
Yes, we. My talk show is the Now What Show.
That's what it was.
And the Now What Show stemmed off from a grief support. So when I'm talking about that, we done lived in the woe is me.
Okay.
So now what?
Now what? I love that.
Yeah. So now what?
You better say that.
God is in this thing. Now God. We always talk about the devil. The devil. It could be God. It could be yourself that brought you to these things.
That's true.
So now
your decisions.
Right. Your decision. Now that so we having people that comes on and talk about those things God has done for them. And these 3 men that were on
Mr. 180
Tuesday. Hey, Mr. 180.
He is every time you say something.
That's my baby. That's my
well,
baby.
He must know that he is because every time you say something, he's typing.
Yeah, that's my baby.
Okay.
Yeah. So we had gentlemen who were incarcerated like 30 and 40 prison sentences. They had we had Bun, Taylor, we had Quincy Moore, and we had Cal, and all of those men were there, and they told us about their stories being incarcerated, how they came out and doing great works. And it's just amazing that I see another fine brother up here. another fine, articulate brother that has come out and are doing great works in the community. So that's what we need. Don't let your circumstances be what they were for your future.
That's
You can
true.
always turn that thing around and be influenced for greatness.
Yeah, look, Mr. 180, Archie JG, he said they were great, inspired. Mr. 180 was also incarcerated. He always shares his story.
Yes.
He's very, very motivational and inspirational with his 180 Life Enterprise magazine. And I saw that you had an article in it because you all posted it the other day.
Yeah, my baby, Mr. Archie J. I love me some him because he always say "Mama Mia."
Yeah, I saw that. He typed it in there.
Yeah, so he didn't gave me a 2-page spread with this big old crown on my head.
Isn't
so
he
I thank him so much.
Minister Sean. Look, he's asking you, Minister Sean, do you have Facebook? He's asking you.
Yes, I have Facebook. It's under my name, Sean SEAN Oliver. I have Instagram. It's under Sean C. Oliver. I have TikTok. It's Mr. Open Doors. And I have a radio show called Open Doors. It's on the BPG Inspirational Station right here in Houston.
Well, I'm gonna go to that. You better say that.
Yeah.
If you go to the website, all the sites are hot.
Okay.
So one size fits all. If you go to www.opendoorstobetter.com, everything is right there. And all you have to do, click it.
Well, I'm going to click it. Click
Absolutely.
it. Let's see. 8:23, and we're still going strong. So we know we got www.opendoorstobetter.com.
Correct.
And basically, Mama Mia, everything under Mama Mia is Mia Savvy Courier and Mia
Grief
Support. And then we got Michelle D. Saxon.
Yeah.
Please don't forget to put the D, because she told you why. She say she's been hacked.
Yeah.
So please don't forget to put the D. Do not omit that D.
Yeah.
I like, it's certain things that keep going over and over in my mind that Michelle D. Saxon has said. And one of them is about she said we are going to work every day and we're not letting people lay there and slobber on our pillows. And I'm going to be thinking about that when I'm driving down the street.
Well, what I meant by that, because for sure, life can happen.
Yes.
We can go to work tomorrow and somebody say the doors are, but when I'm saying that comes from a situation that I've experienced. And I allowed myself for that to happen. And a lot of people always talk about things happening to them, but it's only what you allow.
Right.
So when I'm talking about that, I reflect on, I'm getting up at 4:45, heading out
to go to work.
But what you doing? You sucking up my air, you slobbing on my pillow.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about.
I know.
But that's only to people who haven't made a conscious decision to do better for them own self, their own self, right? So it wasn't to downgrade anybody, but I just took that from an personal experience.
It was just comical.
Yeah.
You better say that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't think you were downgrading.
Yeah.
No, you were giving a real life scenario experience. But they say, a lot of comedians say that they use real life scenario because real life is funny.
Yeah.
And in some instances, there have been times in life where a lot of women have had somebody slobbing on the pillow. But when you grow, when you grow better, when you do better, when you know better, you're going to do better, because you're not going to keep, as you become older, going to work and your arthritis and your knee is hurting and and somebody laying, you're not going to accept it any longer. You want more for yourself, and your relationships are going to be a reflection of that. Like you talk about relationships are important to me as well. And you talk about the cross, vertical, horizontal.
That's right.
So I want my vertical relationship with Christ, I want that to be in right standing, but as well, I want my interactions with man, my horizontal relationships, I want them to be a reflection of my relationship with Christ.
That's good.
So maybe I should take a class. How much are those classes? I need to take
50-minute class.
Okay.
Digital. Give you 6 days to take it. $75.
$75.
Awesome.
And what is this $75? Look at Mr. 180. Teach. He said teach.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Look, I'm looking right here. Okay.
Yeah.
So when I pay the $75, now let me ask you, is this a group or is that
This is just me. This is a course that I developed that I've been sharing in churches, youth academies, rehabs, reentries, but I never just put it together in a simplistic type way. I had a whole bunch of truths. And so what I did is I just settled on that acronym. I didn't even know that was a popular acronym, but it is. A lot of businesses use STOP. But what makes this unique, the power is not in my presentation. The power is in the questions that I pose and the scenarios that I pose, not only on video or at times in person, because you're going to answer your own questions. And what I'll tell them, just like I told the youth today in Austin, I said, when you finish this, if I've given you 4 different opportunities to come up with 4 different scenarios on how to apply these 4 different tools that I'm providing you, you're going to automatically do it when you walk out. Now, how long you do it, that's up to you. Yeah. But creating that, it takes time. Learning how to do that editing, it takes time. That site. And so I've also had to learn, I have to pay the bills.
So going back to this class one more time.
Pardon?
Going back to your class.
Yes, ma'am.
And the format, I'm asking, now are you live or is this pre-recorded?
This is pre-recorded.
Okay.
But also, if they go to my website and they want to book it, I'll do it one-on-one with them on Zoom.
Okay.
That's open and available. But the reason that I made it digital, because a lot of individuals, they're like, well, I don't know when I'm going to be able to take it. So I built a digital course. You have 6 days to take it. The reason that I made it 6 days to take it, because I want you to take accountability. I don't just want your $75.
Right.
If you pay me $75 and don't take the class, I'm saying that's not why I started the class.
Right.
I started the class to make a difference. So I'm going to give you 6 days. And if you pay your money, you're more apt to take that class in that 6-day window.
Right. What happened if I failed to meet the deadline?
You're lost. You're lost.
My $75 is gone.
Your 75 is gone.
That's a street mentality.
That's not a street mentality. That's an accountability.
Why is my $75 gone?
When she said what she said earlier, if you don't call people to better, if I'm just trying to make money, I don't care what you do. Pay the $75. I don't care what you do. I'm giving you a window to let you know I care enough. That doesn't make business sense. I'm giving you 6 days to take this course before that $75 gone. In these times and days, $75 is a lot of money for some people. Take the course.
Gas money.
Take the course.
Absolutely.
Gas money.
Yeah, that's gas money.
Absolutely.
That's what it takes to put gas in my car. So yeah, that's true. People are going to ponder, do I want to put gas in my car or do I want to take Minister Sean's car? So if I do make the sacrifice, more than likely I am, because you say it's just 50 minutes.
If it's only 50 minutes. If you take the class, it's going to lead you to make decisions that's going to put gas in your car.
Right. That's wonderful.
Because I keep saying, I'm not telling people to make decisions. I'm asking people, can you make better decisions?
Better, that's right.
And most people nod their head, yes. So what tools? Because you've already been making decisions, whether they were bad or good.
Right.
And so I firmly believe these principles because they've helped me. And so I'm not telling them what I learned in a book. I'm telling them what I lived. And I'm telling you what works for me, because I had to put gas in the car to come from Austin today.
I know you did.
But I did the S, the T, the O, and the P, and that's why I was able to make it here on time to be with you.
Well, give me a high five.
I know that's
Thank you.
That's good stuff.
That's, you know,
all the way from Austin.
All the way from Austin. You know, the Lord has really showed me that there's really no reason why we can't be successful in life. Like, you'll talk yourself out of your own blessing. Like, you'll say, oh, I can't do my podcast because I don't have any guests and nobody's going to come. Then he'll show you, he say, look, Mr. Sean drove from Austin. I've had people drive from Lufkin twice. People drive from some other town that's way far to be on the podcast. Because people want opportunities. They want their voice heard. Absolutely. And so they consider it a blessing. But I'm saying the enemy, definitely. He plays mind games. He'll be like, oh, you're not going to get any gifts. You might as well stop. I'm just saying that's what he'll do at the beginning. But then God will start opening these doors. It starts happening. You're like, God, look at you.
Right.
Before I knew when I started, I was booked like 6 months in. I was just from references and Facebook and just text and just meeting people. And he just putting people in my pathway. I'm like, wow, God, you are amazing. But he is a creator. He can create.
Yes, he can.
He can create your guests, your schedule. He can manage your time for you. He can give you these opportunities.
Absolutely.
So I just want to encourage someone to start your podcast. Start your YouTube channel. Start your digital course. Do your workshops like Minister Sean. And what are those 3 topics, Minister Sean, that you teach on? If I want you to come speak, you speak on
finding my significance, overcoming myself, decision making.
Decision. All this helps to build a better me. And if we build a better me, then we'll have a better we.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
Miss Plus.
Yes.
I mean, I like that. Miss Plus.
Yes.
So with all you got going on,
Mhm.
you don't have any classes on, like, I'm gonna say stage etiquette, posture, walking in stilettos. I mean, anything, you know, because I've been around people and they were giving classes on how to walk in stilettos, how to walk.
God haven't given me that
He haven't
assignment
given you
yet.
that assignment.
And I honestly believe I'm not gonna dig up something just to
Mm.
say I have something.
Right.
It definitely has gonna be the relationship that God has given me and something that I have experienced fully
Uh-huh.
to be able to articulate to someone
That's
else
right.
or properly teach someone.
Right.
I am new. I'm a baby in this. I'm still learning myself. So in my space right now,
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel that I'm at this moment in time ready to do that,
Mm-hmm.
to teach.
Right. I got you.
I'm still learning even as we speak, because even on my show, I'm trying to, these thou thus, that's not me. I'm country. You gonna get what you gonna get, okay?
Right.
So I'm trying to compare and look at everybody else podcast and saying, in order to get syndicated, they have to have their legs crossed, they have to have, I'm Mia all day.
Right.
Nobody can beat me being me but me.
That's right.
And what you get from me is what you're getting from me, because it's my truth.
Yes.
It's all of me, right?
Right.
So until I can put that as a for show,
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna be digging up nothing else just because I done did a thing.
Right. That's smart.
Mm-hmm.
That's business. So you are savvy.
Yeah.
It says Mia Savvy.
Mia Savvy Courier. Sir.
But you are savvy. You're business savvy. You're articulate. You know what you're supposed to be doing. You're led by God. You're not moved by man and their perceptions of you. Neither is Minister Sean. So I feel blessed to have one of you on my left and one of you on my right. And I just want to personally thank you right now from the bottom of my heart for joining me on this podcast today.
Thank you.
And thank you for this opportunity.
And I most definitely appreciate you. And thank you, each and every one of you, for tuning in. Yeah. And so with that, we're going to bid you adieu and tell you to have a wonderful evening and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Toodles.
Bye-bye.